But gentlemen, let's go ahead and let's dive in to the upcoming final weekend of action before Super Bowl Sunday. There are only 4 teams left. We will start, as Sunday will, on the AFC side with the AFC Championship. The number 3 seed, Kansas City Chiefs, they go back on the road again. That was the big story last week, right? The Mahomes and company, their first big road game. They go back on the road to number 1 seed Baltimore, who's the 3.5-point home favorite. 44.5 is your over/under in that one. Sunday, 3:00 Eastern time on CBS and Paramount Plus. EJ.
All right. Give Baltimore to cover. I think they'll win comfortable, not slightly comfortable. Give me
slightly comfortable.
Yeah, like I don't think it'll be a blowout. And
it's like that pair of pants that like you've gotten a little chubby for. They're still slightly comfortable.
That's a great take, Jim. Give yourself a belt.
They'll win by a touchdown. So give me Ravens to cover. Give me an under actually of this one.
Oh, okay, Matt.
I will take Baltimore to cover slightly handily, and I will take the over on this one.
Is that slightly handily like this or like this?
No, that's a lot of handling.
Ask your wife.
Oh,
hey,
student of the game, Kyle Nash
from downtown. Listen, as depending on the events of this weekend, I'm fairly certain that the winner of this game will go on to hold up a Lombardi, but that's here nor there. The punchline's this, gentlemen. I have the Ravens handling business. I have them doing it just as much as my fat pants, the ones that are so fat that I've worn them before I lost weight after my A1C, and now they start to fall down if I walk too long a distance. So give me the Bengals.
Oh, my.
Don't get your hopes up too much, Jim. The Baltimore Ravens will win the day over the Chiefs and give me the over as well. Everything is over. Oh, wait, I got it backwards. Sorry.
Yeah, you know.
Nothing is over.
Yeah, no, I mean, Kansas City did enough to win last week. But I just, man, looking at this Ravens team, I have a hard time picking anybody but them. I hope they win, but they're just so damn good, and I don't see them at home. First home or conference championship game in Baltimore since '71 with the Baltimore Colts, I believe, is the stat. So it's going to be rocking for sure. Yeah, give me Baltimore. I'll take them even to cover the 3.5, and I will go a slight under. I will go a slight under on that one as well.
By the way, Jim, one quick note. When it comes to the involvement of the tight ends for both teams, I think the chances for the Ravens are likely.
Oh,
okay. Thank you.
You're the worst.
All right. And on,
bitch, what?
Love it.
on the other side, we have the NFC Championship. Devin had Kansas City and the over.
Oh, look at this. Against the grain.
Wow. All right, next one, NFC Championship game. The number 3 seed Detroit Lions travel to number 1 San Francisco, who's a 7-point home favorite. 50.5 is your over/under on this one. Sunday, 6:30 Eastern time on Fox. EJ, we'll start with you.
Oh my God. So Debo is 50-50 for this game. I will think he'll play because I'm sure he wants to. And so give me San Francisco. They need a nice performance here. They haven't been the same team since losing to Baltimore on Christmas. So give me San Francisco here to cover. I think the right ends for the Lions here, and give me a slight under.
I'm gonna tell Dan Campbell, Man Campbell.
I'm rooting for the Lions to win for the record. Fuck you, Kyle. Thank you.
No. Do it right, EJ.
Well, fuck you, Kyle.
Thank you.
I have the voice to do it right now.
Matt, your pick for the NFC title.
Damn it.
Give me the Lions to at least cover, stay within the spread. I do think San Fran will probably ultimately win, but not in a convincing fashion. But I will take the over on this one.
All right, Kyle, since your team is playing, I will let you close out the picks.
Allegedly.
This fucking guy.
Yeah, that's the pot calling the kettle black if I've ever heard it.
Hey,
Look,
Listen, for clarity, last week I did the very same thing I'm going to do this week. While I am a Niner fan, one might even prescribe that I am a homer.
Homer.
Thank you for two. I agree. I deserve that. The punchline's this, by the way, according to EJ, I've been a bigger homer this year for the Niners than in previous years, and I think it's a big better
this
team
is true.
than it has been in previous years. So I'm going to tell Jim to hit the clat on that shit. But the punchline is this.
And rightly so.
I respect the Lions more than that. Is it because I don't want my kneecaps bitten off? Probably. But I got
preservation. I respect it.
Hey, listen, I got the Lions to cover. Mrs. Big Jim might like me a little bit more after my accusations of misappropriations of Morning Star and all that. That's fine. But here's the other thing I would also submit. I'm going to give myself a chance to try to tell me where I won't listen. You guys have all seen Game of Thrones. What happened to the Gold Cloaks? They ended up getting beat up by a bunch of crazy bastards led by Torben Giantsbane. Who better is to describe Man Campbell than that motherfucker? But that all being said, this has the feeling of the Imperials versus the Rebellion here, and Man Campbell right now is a Wookiee leading the goddamn Rebel Alliance against the 49ers. That being said, the Niners win, the Lions cover, at least one Death Star gets blown up.
All right, there we go.
Real quick.
Matt
Matt and Jim, did you watch the Game of Thrones?
I never did.
Oh, no, Jimmy, no, you didn't. Matt, you did, right? Okay.
Look, for me, I called this team last year, and they failed me in the end. I'm not abandoning my Lions now. Give me the Lions to cover. Give me the Lions to win.
Homer.
Kiss of death.
Homer.
Kiss of death.
Homer.
Oh,
Bring
again,
that cowboy. Bring that cowboy's kiss of death over there.
you're
McCarthy.
one to fucking talk about being a kiss of death. You sit there and you shut your mouth. Shut up.
your ass.
Shut up, bitch.
Thank you.
The hell you
Thanks,
doing
Dwayne.
talking about me being
I can smell what the producer's cooking on that one, bitches. Woo!
fucking dare call me the kiss of death?
Risky.
Wow.
Risky.
Jesus, what the hell is wrong?
Joe Buck yourself.
Yeah, no, Detroit cover. I'll go an under on this one as well. Let's see. Devin has Detroit in the over. He said he wants to see Taylor Swift and Eminem in the same building rooting on their team.
Devin
appreciate it.
reveals the reason he's a contrarian. He wants to see a knife fight.
That's fine. That's fine. And I'm taking Taylor Swift in that one because she's
Is
got
De-
big guy Jason Kelsey on his side.
Is
on her
Devin
side.
a Swiftie?
Everybody's a Swifty. They just don't know it yet.
Swifty EJ.
Said it again, Matt?
I said everybody's a Swifty EJ.
Allegedly.
No, you are. It's just whether or not you know it yet or not.
Hey,
My daughter
Jim,
likes her,
it-
so by default, I don't have a choice.
There you
Jim,
go.
can I get a breaking news sounder?
we got some breaking news.
Yeah. In news that'll make Matt laugh, definitely. Doc Rivers now the Milwaukee Bucks head coach.
That is so crazy too. Like the way they fired their guy after being 30-13. Oh, that's
It's infighting.
get the fuck out. Yeah.
There was clues like early in the year if you watch it. They haven't been getting along since when we're
Who
gone.
knew Trent Baalke was involved in basketball? Anyway,
Right?
And the best person to bring in to clean up a locker room mess is definitely
Exactly. and you was excited? Heat fans are, and all sorts of fans. Good job.
every East fan.
Yes.
This is another,
Go Heat, bitch.
Orlando's another franchise that has history with Doc. Just throwing it out there, guys.
That is fair.
Yeah.
All right. We were just a few days away from finding out who will be headed to the Super Bowl. But before we start wrapping up the show,
And this is why I said what I said.
goddamn right.
What the fuck are you doing, Kyle?
As we do in the regular season and throughout the playoffs, we look at EJ's power rankings. Again, in the playoffs, we only cover the teams that are left. So we are down to four. So, EJ, for the podcast listener, what's your four like this week?
Oh,
What the shit?
For the podcast listeners and Kyle.
And only
Evil Kyle.
listen.
Number 4, Detroit Lions. Number 3, the Niners. 2, Chiefs.
That's
1, Chiefs, hubba, hubba, hubba. Money, money, money. Who do you trust? By the way, I was the only one in this fucking panel last week that picked the
I
Chiefs
knew
to
it.
win last week.
By the way, you're an hour and a half behind schedule to
Yeah,
bring that up.
I figured you guys would.
you trust?
I figured be a little humble about it, but it's been an hour and a half now. Fuck you.
Humble about
Uh,
the kicker missing a kick and keeping your guy out of overtime to get beat
I picked the Chiefs to win, right? Thank you. Chiefs number 2. And
for
number 1.
completely the wrong reason. I can
don't-
play the tape. Patrick
Kyle.
Mahomes the second. Did he run the football? No. Shut your ass.
I don't give a fuck.
your
Number one,
ass.
number one.
Ass shut.
your ass.
My ass is clench. Number 1, the Ravens.
Wow.
You got a problem with number 3, Niners? They have not been the same team since Christmas, bro.
Stop it. I mean,
And they'll win on Sunday.
if you want to say it's because they look lucky on Sunday, that's your only good defense. Everything else you just dropped was horseshit.
He's mad. I told you. Jim.
Chiefs look lucky too.
Oh, well.
So here, okay.
You are a 10-point favorite. I don't want to hear a fucking word.
What? Because the experts got it wrong? Guess what? That 10-point favorite
Experts in Vegas?
made me some money. All right? There you go.
So EJ,
Yes.
last week out of these 4 teams,
Mhm.
it went. I assume it went Ravens,
Niners.
Chiefs, Lions, right?
The
Right.
Chiefs were 5th, Jim.
Chiefs were
So-
not.
Right. But I'm saying
no,
out
no,
of
they
these
were-
4 teams, he had the Niners and Chiefs flip. So like last week, out of these 4 teams, I didn't have them in like it was the Ravens, Niners, Lions.
No.
I had the
Last
Lions.
week- real quick, I had Chiefs 3 last week with 8 teams. I had Ravens, Niners, Chiefs, Bills, Lions.
Well, hey, at
Texans,
least the Niners played a healthy defense. I mean, there's that.
Well, you were already. I mean, you've been too high on the Chiefs for a while.
I'm
So
always on the
Who do
Chiefs.
you trust?
I mean, again, 6 years in a row. 6 years in a row. Final
I
four every
just
time.
I just don't. I
What is
don't.
history?
What's that pause for? What the fuck? That's weird.
I don't know what the Chiefs did specifically to jump the Niners. Like if you're saying that the Niners haven't looked the same, then they probably shouldn't have been your 2 to begin with, right?
Well, again, they didn't play last week, so to be fair. And
But you said they haven't looked the same since when? Since the loss to the
Christmas,
Ravens? They
since
played how many
Christmas.
games since then?
2, maybe.
Okay, so
Okay.
they don't look the same in 2 games.
And
They
then
have a week
well,
off.
well, technically 3 games now with this game this past week. So
Right,
3 games, really.
but my point is, I'm looking back to last week.
Okay.
To kind of question where you stand this week.
Going into last week, it was 2 games.
Like you had the Niners at 2 because they had
Correct.
earned that spot, right? Because they
course.
were
Yes.
the 2 seed. Ravens are the better team. Cool. Like what? I don't. To me, because I didn't move the order that I had these 4 teams in
Mhm.
from last week. Like because I had the Ravens at 1, I had the Niners at 2, I had the Ravens, Niners, Lions were 3, I had the Chiefs at 5. So this week, Ravens, Niners, Lions, Chiefs. It's in the same order. Like the Chiefs didn't do anything for me to move them above the Lions. But like the Niners, yeah, they it came down to the end. So did the Lions game. So did the Chiefs game. Like it's not like the Chiefs went into Buffalo and blew them out of the water.
Although
So,
you
like,
could argue,
I don't understand. Like for me, I don't get.
although one could argue that turnover on the end zone, that game was a runaway, pretty much. They scored that touchdown. They're up by 10 points at that point.
But they
Yeah.
didn't.
But they didn't. And
Doesn't
if the Bills
Well, anyway.
don't do a fake punt with DeMar Hamlin, the Chiefs don't have a short field to get that touchdown.
All I'm saying is that in 3 games since Christmas, the Niners have not looked like the Niners we've seen most of the year. Okay, look, we're arguing about 4 teams in the conference championship game, so it's not like it's a big fucking
Right.
insult. It's like,
I
you know what I'm
just
saying?
I don't.
But what did I tell you last week? Again, as the only guy on this panel that picked the Chiefs to win is Buffalo, straight up. Hubba, hubba, hubba.
Just-
Money, money, money.
So
Who do you
what?
trust?
He didn't-
Again, I trust Kansas City. 6 years in a row, AFC title game.
By the way, please note how he's changing his statement. He said he trusted Patrick Lavon Mahomes II, not the Chiefs.
Well, and Andy Reid.
Hindsight is 20/20, my friend.
And Andy Reid, for the record. Let's not forget that.
So,
guy.
so should and I guess so why weren't they higher before?
There were 3 last week. What are you talking about?
Why weren't they above the Niners though?
Because we have more information, Jim. Okay, we're going based off last week too. How's that hard to fathom?
But if you're saying you had more information, how is your answer of I've been worried about the Niners?
I now have 3 games to sample now since Christmas of the Niners not playing well.
and
That's
the
all I'm saying. How is that hard to
But if
fathom?
but if the Chiefs in the wild card round beat a Dolphins team that you overrated, sorry Devin, plug your ears, a Dolphins team that you overrated just about the entire year,
in rather unimpressive fashion.
why wouldn't you have moved the Chiefs above the Niners when the Chiefs?
Because out of respect, the Chiefs, the Niners didn't play a game last week.
So,
Okay, so out of respect, let's see the Niners do this week. And
Okay.
again, they almost lost to the Green Bay Packers, the 7th seed.
So you're going back 3 weeks though. You keep saying since Christmas. So after Christmas, they beat the Commanders 27-10. Don't know what's concerning about that one. The next week,
The game was actually close into the late third quarter. So for the record, I don't remember that game, but the game was competitive.
Okay, the Niners had a lot of games like that all year, but you trusted them still.
The next week, they sat everyone because they already had the 1 seed. So who cares? Why is that concerning to you? And now this Packers game. So this Packers game should really be the only one that is maybe concerning to you, but it still is. They won in a similar fashion to the Chiefs.
The Packers game is definitely the most weighted game of the 3 since Christmas. Without question. But again, they got a pass, even with the wins in the last couple weeks. They almost lost Green Bay this week. Okay, it's a 10-point favorite. That's what I'm saying.
And
Again, I don't know why that's shocking. Actually,
I mean, the Chiefs to close out their season had lost to Buffalo. They had a 10-point win against the Patriots, a loss to the Raiders, a close win over Cincinnati, a close win over the Chargers, a win over the Dolphins. It's not like they were world beaters down the end of the road either.
the whole world had Buffalo win the game on Sunday, including you 3 knuckleheads here on this panel.
It's fine, but you're the one out here banging the drum for them. That's
Again,
that.
I don't think the whole world did. The 3 of us may have.
Most folks have Buffalo winning on Sunday.
This one, he's kind of limping past. He's choosing to ignore all the things that went their way. But cool.
That's hey, breaks happen in football. Oh well.
It's amazing. Are you doing another Trump impression?
No. New Hampshire primary. I'm winning. Nimrod Haley. Let's go.
Don't be rude.
I haven't heard you once account for an injuredness Bills defense, which I'll be honest, that's where I screwed up. I thought the defensive tackles were going to be much more of a factor than they were, and they were not. Let's call that what it is. Props to Andy Reid. And but with all that being said, EJ, you go from I can't trust them to the Chiefs. Listen, if you want, I'll let you reward the Chiefs for one thing: being accountable for losing the must-win game against the Bills and eliminating the people that they let in the goddamn tournament in the first place. If you're rewarding them for that, I'll accept it. All this other stuff is just kind of ridiculous, especially when you're doubling back on yourself.
I mean, again,
I have no information. Mm-hmm. Breaks happen, but I don't trust them. I
still trust the Niners. They're going to be Detroit this week, for the record. But I'm just saying, of these 4 teams, who's playing better football? Kansas City's playing better right now than San Francisco, in my opinion.
You think so? That's
you trust the Niners. They're going to beat the Lions. You have the Baltimore Ravens slightly comfortably beating the Chiefs, but you have the Chiefs ahead of the Niners.
It's a matchup.
The Ravens are that much better. I'll give him that. The Ravens are.
It's a matchup thing.
No, I agree. The Ravens should be his number 1. But thank you.
I do. Yes.
He's in Miami, Jim.
Okay. Yes. See, Matt, now you get it. See, that's why we come to
Here's the thing.
early.
To me, it's not even, and like this is like I'm not doing this to make Kyle mad. I promise. It's not even putting them above the 49ers. That to me goes, huh? Mm-hmm. It's the fact that like on a week where Kansas City, San Francisco, and Detroit all had close wins. Like none of those 3 teams were dominant. Like that, the part that doesn't track for me is the swapping of the 2 teams this week.
Again,
that's the part for me that just goes.
And
nothing about any of those three teams goes, yeah, this team's definitely better than the one
And
above.
maybe there's a gambling aspect to this also too, because remember the Niners were a 10-point favorite in the game too. Also,
Of course, they're a
that.
10-point favorite
First of all,
because the Packers were a 7 seed.
The Chiefs were of these 4 teams were the underdog of their game this past weekend.
As the degenerate on the panel, you're the dumbass that didn't take the Packers to win that game, Mister. I picked them. So
And then I took him on a live bet, and I still fucking lost.
Wow, an idiot.
Yeah, exactly. You fucking dummy. I'm a dummy. I'm a fucking dummy. I get it. But Matt, to be fair, I was getting good odds on that too.
dumbass.
I still,
I'll bet you were. I took Green Bay plus the points and I won.
what can I say except you're welcome? That's how I advised you, Matt.
Correct.
But I mean,
I had the Chiefs at 4 on mine.
You're welcome.
So Jim, you have Chiefs at 4, right?
I do.
too.
Okay.
I'm not not ready for that either myself.
I mean, I had the Chiefs below the Lions last week. Nothing about what any of the teams did made me move the marks.
I keeping the Bucks in the game long enough to where they needed Baker Mayfield to win the game is, I think that's corruptible in its own right. I'm not putting.
They did and they didn't. I mean, that Baker needed multiple 80-plus yard touchdown drives to tie the game. So it's not like it was. I don't think any Lions fans were nervous.
I mean, at the same time, we're arguing about 4 teams in the conference championship with the champions to go to the Super Bowl next week. So
Of course we are.
This is your segment. You don't get to piss on it. All right. The thing is,
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
You
We're arguing
shut
about 4 teams.
Shut your mouth.
you need a mute button on this Humpy Pumpy. You need to forget Nick Wright. You need to Tony Reality at some bitch. Anyways, excuse me. I hear your point, but listen, let's remember, if we're talking about the stuff in the past, we've been talking wicked trash on the NFC South, such that it is. And with all due respect, man, if it wasn't for the Eagles going south the way that they did in the back half of the season, we aren't even having that football game. So let's be clear on that. I mean, we want to talk about, oh, look, upsets happened, even though that wasn't technically an upset. Like, I don't know, man. What the one thing we've learned about the Bucks is that the statement made that anybody other than Jameis Winston could have made the playoffs with this team has been proven beyond a reasonable doubt.
That's fair.
But let me start. Let's start to Matt for the record. The Eagles fucking sucked it last.
Oh, by the way, did I mention?
I don't think I've said that they haven't.
No, I'm not. I'm saying don't be sorry though.
Oh.
Don't be sorry.
Okay, I am.
It's
sorry.
more a thing of respect than anything, EJ. You wouldn't know that because nobody respects you on this panel.
Oh shit!
And what the fuck are you talking about, man?
I also referenced you, so.
I hate you, motherfuckers.
I hope your son comes in and slaps you now.
Ah!
That's why he turned the camera off. He saw him in his peripheral.
Oh, shit.
Like, nope, not giving him that.
Not this time. Not this fucking time.
Omar coming.
That's right. Nice of you to actually give him the warning then.